town, but you don't see him. Hides in the shadows, taking love for free. Naughty kitty, purring, bouncing till I cannot say no. I'd give it all if he can handle me. Ooh, ever, baby. Spin me dizzy, dizzy, and around, and around. Ooh, ever, baby. Spin me till we're busy, busy, and around. Is if the ladies watching, they can see my body moving. There's nothing pretty, better be down, girl. I'll be the one to tame you, fuck you up and rearrange you. Invite your fantasies into my world. Ooh, ever, baby. Spin me dizzy, dizzy, and around, and around. Ooh, ever, baby. Spin me till we're busy, busy. Let's get busy. And around, and around. Let's get busy. There is a man who walks around the town, but you don't see him. Hides in the shadows, taking love for free. Naughty kitty, purring, bouncing till I cannot say no. I'd give it all if he can handle me. Ooh, ever, baby. Spin me dizzy, dizzy, and around, and around. Ooh, ever, baby. Spin me till we're busy, busy, and around.
hentai and its art.
では私の大好きなビートルズのスーパー名曲聴いてください。
Okay. A good, very early morning, everyone. Welcome back for WC 2020, where it is currently the semifinals. It is currently 8 in the morning. This is going to be the most tired sounding commentary you've probably ever heard, because I'm just not awake. We've got South Korea, we've got Russia, and there is a spot in the winner's bracket final on the line against Hong Kong next week. For the good of my sleep habits, I really kind of hope Russia wins, just because they'll be willing to play later than 8 a.m. my time. I don't know. I mean, I don't root for teams. I try not to root for teams, but like, at least Russia can play at 14 UTC or some shit. So, on the left side of your screen is going to be South Korea. Captained by Inan. Team consists of Sooyoung, Kor Kosaki, Kor Rem, Flancel, Lee Yoon Hyuk, Payne, and Quickly Dai. The shocking victors over the United States in a tiebreaker last week in the quarterfinals at 2:30 in the morning. I guess South Korea just likes playing at South Korea favorite times. It's bad for me and good for them. They'll be facing off against Russia, captained by Oki Notori, joined by Suzuha Trigger, DJ Iban, God of Death, Kinora, Komachibaka, and Zombir. South Korea coming in as the number 8 seed through qualifiers, Russia as the number 5 seed. Both of them look pretty good so far. South Korea took out Belgium 6-1 and Singapore 6-5, then the United States 6-5, so 2 of their 3 matches have already gone to tiebreakers. See if that trend continues here against Russia, who have also seen a tiebreaker match already. Took out Slovakia 6-1 in the round of 32, went to a tiebreaker against Brazil in the round of 16. And kind of beat up on Netherlands, so 6-1 in the quarterfinals last week. We are getting into the warm-ups here. So we'll get to watch some aim-based gameplay. This would be a better Nomad 1 than the Nomad 1 we actually have, I think. I would like to expect that this match is going to be a pretty good one. These teams have both been playing very well. I think Russia has played kind of closer to their skill, their expected skill level. We know Russia is good, you know, they come in and they play well every year. South Korea really, I think, looked like, compared to expectations, they really overperformed, especially last week against USA. In a match that I think a lot of people really just wrote them off in, possibly including the United States as well. But they managed to win a bunch of points, maybe a little unexpectedly. And then, of course, won the tiebreaker on the back of that tremendous performance from Inan with his 3,000 plus combo, carrying them through. See what kind of performance they bring forward today here against Russia, a team that I think is less likely to underperform than the United States did last week. You know, we make a big deal about the United States having a higher skill floor than last year, but honestly, Russia has a really high skill floor as well. And their skill ceiling is, of course, high as always. Players like Oki Notori and Zombir and Komachibaka. You've got a lot of players on their roster who are really, really good. But South Korea, I mean, they had 3 main carries, right? They had Inan, Korum, Kor Kosaki in last match. So if they can maintain the level that they did against the United States, I can definitely see this going either way, because both these teams are capable of incredible performances. There's actually somebody else in my house that's already awake. Why are people awake at 8 a.m. on a Sunday? Like, why would you willingly get up at 8 a.m. on a Sunday? Understand. That is the first warm-up. I don't actually know whose warm-up that was, but it'll be the second warm-up soon. I don't know whose it's going to be. I don't know what the map's going to be. We'll find out. I think it will be interesting to see kind of what the picks and bans end up being in this match, because both these teams have pretty varied skill sets, are capable of being successful on really any kind of map, any kind of mod. Oh, I have both warm-ups already, so we get to actually just see both without any issues. That's cool. You know, it feels like we've been seeing a pretty good amount of this pool in most of the matches. We haven't seen much of the area in... we haven't seen Make a Loser, I don't think at all. And I don't think we've seen In the Black at all either. But every other map has been played at least once. Some more than others, but things like Banned Forever, I think we've seen Banned Forever in literally every match, so expect that one to pop up here. We've also seen a lot of DT, depending on kind of the team-specific strengths in the DT pool, whether they're more into the bursts, more into the A, more into the streams. You know, if there's a team that's really strong on streams, you can expect them to go into Yomitsu Hirosaka Corruption, and then probably also Bad Elixir, so a true Nomad 2, and then like a DT pick that's the exact same BPM with even longer streams. So there's definitely a lot of options in this pool. Not a lot of true aim, I think would be the only maybe concern. So a team that is very good at Nomad 1 style maps and aim style maps doesn't have a lot to pick from. The Nomad 1 is not very aim heavy, so it's kind of down to just maybe the hidden one pick, 1 by Yosei Teikoku. That's kind of an aim map. Other than that, anything that's more aim focused is kind of a more weird aim, right? Like Roxanne, Hard Rock 3 is kind of a strange aim map. Or something like Runway Drive, which has aim in it, but it's 10.3. Things like that are kind of the aim options in this pool that you can opt into. But otherwise, you know, you've got streams, you've got tech, you've got low AR, you've got small circles, you've got really awkward rhythms and such. So tons of options here. I think we've seen a wide array of picks in these pools so far. And into the second warm-up we're gonna go here. This is the Russia warm-up, so we'll watch this play out real quick. Alright, and to reply to a couple of messages here real quick, I apologize, but as it is just a warm-up, not the most important of things to be concerned about. And it looks like Russia... Oh, no, Leo! Leo, you did the thing, man! Leo, you did the thing, man! Leo! The thing, man. You know this. Why did you do the thing, man? I think it's actually okay this time, though. I don't think it hard crashed my client. There's this issue with the tournament client where if you change the map too soon, it fucks the client, but I think it's actually okay this time. So not... hopefully, anyway. It seems to be alright. we're going to get into the bans now, and I am very interested to see, actually, in this matchup, what these teams decide to ban out. South Korea won the roll, so they're going to have choice of first ban, second pick, second ban, first pick. I think they go second ban, first pick, but there's always the chance that they change that up. Yep, and they are. So it's going to be second ban, first pick for South Korea, which means Russia is going to be coming in with the first ban here. You know, obviously with this being semifinals, we haven't seen either of these teams play this pool. So no real predictions necessarily for, oh, they're just going to repeat ban this, you know, that type of thing. But I think if you're Russia, you know, you can learn from the United States team mistakes against South Korea last week. They are going to ban out Hard Rock 1. So that is the Demontory Hard Rock, the very long map. Understandable. That's the sort of thing that I can see. You ban out kind of the consistency stream-based Hard Rock pick. That did seem to be something that South Korea was pretty good at. South Korea banned forever! So, there goes the 100% pick rate for banned forever. It was 100% pick rate, man. Every match had featured banned forever. I mean, I guess it's still 100% pick ban rate, but that just doesn't count. It's just not the same. I'm so sad. That map was supposed to be played in every match. Come on, guys. This is depressing. Russia are gonna have their second ban next. Maybe Hidden 1, maybe Nomad 1. Maybe if they just want to ban out Hard Rock, they could ban Hard Rock 3. I could see that being the other Hard Rock if they were to double ban Hard Rock. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of double mod bans this round. Pretty well dispersed. Pretty well dispersed bans. We've seen several matches where it's like one ban from each of 4 different mod pools. So it does appear Russia's taking their time on this second ban. Gotta get it right. I don't think they ban a DT. I don't know that they necessarily ban a Hidden. I mean, maybe Hidden 1, but I don't think you ban Hidden 2 or Hidden 3 against the South Korea team. I could see it being Nomad 1. I could see it being maybe Nomad 4. We've seen that banned a bit. Maybe Hard Rock 3. Maybe Freemod 1. I don't know. Oh, it's gonna be a DT ban. Okay, see, I didn't think Russia would ban DT. I just didn't feel like that would be a pool that they'd be banning from. But it is going to be double time number 2. That is Romeo and Cinderella. Well, it helps me out with the tournament client at least, because that means I don't have the tournament client lag on that particular map to worry about. And South Korea is going to ban out the skill cap hidden pick, which is Get Over the Culture. That map is obnoxiously difficult. Spines Knight FC'd it last night for Taiwan, but other than that, we've seen some people really full in that map. Kind of heck with some finger control and bursts and stuff. So again, we do see the 4 bans all distributed amongst 4 different mod pools. We're banning out 1 Nomad with Nomad 5 and a Hidden with Hidden 3. And then Russia banning out a Hard Rock 1 and Double Time 2. So lots of variants in the bans. And South Korea is going to go with the Nomad 1 first pick. See, this is... like I said, I kind of thought Russia might ban Nomad 1, but instead South Korea is just going to go ahead and first pick it. So, Nomad 1, Yugure Semi Nikki, Distant Memory difficulty mapped by Atheon. First pick here for South Korea. We've been seeing this one a fair amount, even though it's not really a true Nomad 1 pick. It's much more into the streams than it is into the aim focus kind of Nomad 1. So I think it'll be very interesting in this particular matchup because I do think this is something that both of these teams are very good at. We are going to be seeing the Korkosaki Core Rem duo, I think, a lot again here for South Korea. They did seem to be the best performers in the last match against the USA. They'll be joined by Pain and Quickly Die on the South Korea side. Russia going to bring in Zombie, Komachibaka, DJ Iban, and Okinotori for their part to get this match here underway in the first bat. And really the big thing to watch out for is just trying not to miss on these spaced stream patterns because there are many of them and they're quite difficult. We do already have a couple breaks coming in. Quickly Die and Zombie are breaking in the beginning as well as Okinotori. So you've got Pain and the two cores against Komachibaka and DJ Iban. Then we're going to go into the first Ki. It's going to be Korkosaki fighting a break on that first space stream. Those are very easy to miss, those last few notes of those streams. We're going to start Komachibaka and DJ Iban all breaking in this Ki, though. Meanwhile, Pain and Core Rem still holding on just fine, so it is going to be lead going back over to South Korea. There is no combo on the side of Russia at all. Zombie breaking as well in that Ki. This one is just Pain, Core Rem. Going to take a big lead here for Russia as long as they hold just even a little bit longer. I mean, this lead's going to grow immensely because Russia's combos are so poor. Excuse me. And nobody from South Korea breaking on the pattern there at the end of the Ki, so yeah, this lead's going to be huge. Pain and Core Rem still on the FCs. Nope, not anymore. Russia opening the door here a bit. Everybody, or South Korea, opening the door here a little bit. Pain, the only one holding a combo, and all of Russia are rebuilding their own combos. And there goes Pain as well. Zombie broke too, but that's really not that important. Komachibaka and Okinotori still holding on to combo. And that's going to be able to hopefully bring Russia back into this one. Zombie and Komachibaka within a couple breaks, but Okinotori with a 600 plus combo, DJ Iban with a 300 plus combo, gonna bring this score gap down. And I'm hiccuping and it physically hurts, which is not cool. Into this stream, this is gonna be very important. If Okinotori can hit this, he can bring the South Korean team back on his own. And he does. Lots of breaks from South Korea, but Russia manages to have Okinotori make it through. One of the few players who has hit that stream. Really, we have not seen many people make it through that section with a combo attack. He and DJ Iban both do. And that is going to give Russia a lead here heading into the last Ki. And I think this one is basically over now. Okinotori has done a great job of bringing this one back for Russia. He does find a miss at the end here, but DJ Iban had a little bit of combo too, so he was backing him up, and with no combo in South Korea, this is looking like it's going to be a very early break point here on the first pick of the match for Russia. So, South Korea were in the driver's seat, but kind of just fell out of it. They unbuckled their seatbelts a little bit and just kind of stepped out the door of a moving car. Which, as we all know, you don't want to do. That ends painfully, and so did this map for them, and Russia gets the early break point. Just a better performance from Okinotori and DJ Iban than anyone except Pain on the South Korean side. They were able to bring that one back, take the lead, and take the win for a 1-0 break point advantage on the first pick of the match. And that's just something that Russia's really good at. They seem to be very strong at just using an opponent's strengths against them because their skill sets are so varied. Something that you may think is a good pick just can often end up not being good. They get some breakpoints on unexpected places. They're gonna have their own pick here to try and take a 2-0 early consolidated breakpoint lead. And it is going to be Nomad 3, so we're gonna go Bring It On. This is the Testo map, not the Pho map of this song. It's 5.96 stars, just under 4 minutes, 160 BPM. Relatively slow BPM, but that's about all that's slow about it. Lots of quick, difficult sliders. And miss all over the place on this one. One of those tech picks that are a little bit unfriendly at times. And I think this is definitely a Russia map. So every map is an Okinotori map, I guess, so that's kind of unfair, but like it just feels like the sort of thing that Russia would be good at. You know, and I'm curious to see if we get a little bit of a regression to the mean here from South Korea, because I do think they kind of overperformed against the United States. I think that was a level above what we can expect most of the time from them, from some of these players. So we'll see if that ends up truly being something to expect, or whether, you know, it's one map, it's not a huge deal type of thing. Into map number 2, it's going to be Pain, Flancel, Quickly Die, and Core Rem, taking on Kinoro, Komachibaka, Trigger, and Okinotori. Russia will be looking for the early consolidated breakpoint here on the slider heavy pick. Very cool rhythms in this one. I think it's a neat map of a good song. And I mean, there is plenty of time to build up decent combo in this one. You can see some of these patterns really pretty straightforward, but lots of sliders every which way. So you've got to be careful to aim them all cleanly, precisely, properly. Early break from Russia. It's going to be Kinoro finding the first miss of the map. We'll see what happens though as we get kind of onward into the first Ki. South Korea really suffering in terms of accuracy on Flancel and Core Rem, so it's going to allow Russia to keep their lead up for a bit longer than otherwise. So we go into the first Ki. Next break is going to be Trigger, matched by Flancel from South Korea. Still a big accuracy lead for Russia, and now an even combo as Pain finds a break as well. Okinotori and Komachibaka have been probably the two best performers for Russia over the course of the tournament so far, and they're the two still holding on to the FCs here. Kinoro finds a break, but it is matched by Pain and Core Rem, so it is now down just to Quickly Die on South Korea, the only player left with an FC. Komachibaka and Okinotori still with the FCs for Russia. And Okinotori, as to be expected from him, very strong accuracy on this map. He is, I think, at his best on the gimmicky types of maps in these map pools. Very, very good at keeping high acc when you wouldn't expect it. Another couple of breaks, Trigger and Flancel. The player's starting to build some combo back up. And it looks like Komachibaka just a couple combo behind, but the double FC for Russia still in strong here. Into the second Ki we're going to go. It's going to become imperative for South Korea to hold on as best they can, but they are going to fall pretty far behind, a couple 100,000 points now. Trigger is struggling for Russia, but Komachibaka Okinotori more than covering for it. Kinoro with the near 500 combo before breaking. Okinotori does finally break his FC, and Kinoro breaks again, but Flancel, Core Rem, and Pain all missing for South Korea. So it is now the Komachibaka versus Quickly Die show, but Russia with a near 300,000 point lead. They both break. No FCs left anywhere, no real combo left anywhere. which is worse off for South Korea than for Russia. Russia will take even combo now they've already got a 250,000 point lead. They're okay with that. Keep the combo the same and just play out the last third of the map. Got a little bit of slow section here, so nothing's going to change much in the score. Little break from Komachi Baka, not the best place to miss in the middle of the slow part. Into these weird sliders. Cross screen slider, Vil. Not causing any breaks from anyone. We're going to come quickly here into the last Ki. It is still a 270,000 point lead for Russia. And barring a full team wipe right now, this map is over. Russia does have a sufficient lead to hold on comfortably. Trigger breaks on the slider after that quick little 1-6 burst. Kinoro finds a break right after. But we are right at the end here, and that's a triple break from Pain, Quickly Die, and Core Realm. So just in case you were worried for a second there for Russia, no need to be. Flansel coming in with a very strong combo here at the end, as well as Okinotori, both breaking around the same place and managing to keep their combo up for much of the rest of the map. And that is a pretty good pick here from Russia. That was a very solid performance, a 361,000 point victory. Okinotori with the best score in the lobby by 70,000 points, and Komachi Baka just 1,000 points behind the best score from Korea on Quickly Die. So very solid from Russia. Flansel somehow coming out with the S rank, but only 324k. He actually had the lowest score in the entire lobby, but he had an S rank. That is Osu right there. That is a certified Osu moment. But that is a 2-0 lead now for Russia. Taking a break point and consolidating it immediately. See how well they can maintain this advantage throughout the match. South Korea gonna move into the Hard Rock pool. It's gonna be Hard Rock number 2, Aryan Road by Leaf. This is the incredibly awkward rhythm Hard Rock map. And a very interesting pick to me against Russia, who are a team that I feel is relatively known for being good with awkward rhythm maps. This map has placed a premium on combo over accuracy. The one player in the entire tournament who's gotten good accuracy on it was Chaos Litz. I'll continue to bring him up every time this map gets played. 97% FC from him was by far the best score we've seen on this map so far. We'll see if anybody can match it in this particular matchup. I think it can be done. I think there's very good rhythm players in this lobby. But the priority over high accuracy is 100% keeping your combo, because there are so many places to miss and so many just strange rhythms. There's 1/3 and 1/6 to go along with 1/2 and 1/4 rhythms, so very tricky stuff in this map. And honestly, I would have expected this to be a Russia pick over a South Korea pick, so we'll see how it goes for South Korea, selecting this as their second choice in this match. It is going to be Pain, Flansel, Lee Yoon-hyuk, and Enon taking on Suzuha, Komachi Baka, DJ Eban, and Zombie. And just watch these rhythms do their thing, because it is painful sometimes on this map. Get the early break from Lee Yoon on the side of South Korea. See what kind of lead Russia can build up. This is a pretty short map. It's only like 2 minutes. 1:55. It's a very short map, and it's already about a 70,000 point lead for Russia. Quarter of the way in. Best accuracy, 94%. Another break from DJ Eban. Combo lead in favor of South Korea here. Accuracy lead in favor of Russia, though, by a little bit. So they're going to maintain this lead, but they're going to need a break from South Korea to hold on to it, I think, for the entirety. Which I think there will almost certainly happen. Lee Yun with another miss. Into these tricky patterns. Those are so easy to miss on, those 1/3 linear 3-note patterns. Enon finding a break as well as Suzuhai and DJ Eban. This is going to get interesting here at the end. 30,000 points between the teams. Komachi Baka and Zombie with big combos, as well as Flancel and Payne. Flancel and Payne with very poor accuracy, but Komachi Baka not doing well either. So it is just all going to come down to the last quarter of the map here. This could be incredibly close, depending on who hits this ending. DJ Eban finding some breaks. Will that be enough for South Korea to pull this back despite the accuracy difference? I think it will. It's going to be very, very close, though. Oh, some act drops from Lee Yun Hyuk. And there's a break from Payne. That's going to, I think, end it. Enon breaking at the end as well. Russia just able to hold on. That was a very sad place to miss there from Payne. Right near the end, as well as Enon. Komachi Baka coming in with the, I believe that's an FC, 88.58%. It's kind of hard to tell. Zombie coming in with the S rank, 0 misses, but I believe did have a slider break. And Russia just taking that one by the smallest of margins. I mean, it was 117k. Just an awkward, very tricky map. 904k from Zombie, actually a very good score. Have to respect 95% AC S rank on that pick because it is just hard to have good accuracy on. Flancel and Payne doing their part with the 790 and 789, but Russia's scores overall just too good. Zombier's solo won that basically. The difference between his score and the top score from South Korea, making the difference in terms of the margin of victory on that point. So. So 3-0 lead already here for Russia. 2 break points on the board for them. Their own next pick to come. It's going to be going quickly in their favor here if South Korea is not careful. They're going to go into Nomad 6. That is Worlds Connect. The KWK alt pick. Enon saying he hopes he can get some decent scores in the match. Okinotori just wants to end fast so he can go to sleep. Buddy, I am right there with you, man. I want a good match, but I also want it to be fast because I want to go back to bed. The OFLT, the referee, I think, along with that one as well, because it is, I think, 9:45 or so a.m. for him. 8:45 a.m. for me. Not fair for these Russians to complain when it's like at least 4 p.m. or something. But we're going to go into Nomad 6 as the next pick. So this is 128 BPM. Very tricky alternating aim pick. You know, and there's an interesting discussion I was reading yesterday about kind of the nature of alt in a world where a lot of people have switched to actually becoming alternating players. So we kind of have to redirect the term alt map because people just alt normally now. So it's not like some weird thing. It's more about like the flow aim alt maps, like your KWK stuff or PKK stuff, where, you know, it's like 300 BPM or Valo 108, even if you want to take it back farther, where it's like 300 BPM flow aim patterns. That's, I think, more the definition of alt nowadays, because other stuff is just like fast aim, basically, because people are going to alt it anyway. So it's kind of an interesting way that that particular kind of skill set has shifted a little bit as more players have transitioned into playing alt, or at least being more comfortable with it. We're going to get a Nomad 6 here. It's going to be Core Kosaki, Core Rem, joined by Flancel and Sooyoung this time, against Okinotori, Komachibaka, Kinoro, and Zombir. And once again, I think this is a very good pick here for Russia, depending on how they hold up through some of these little tricky small aim patterns. But they are a roster that's really good at this type of map most of the time, so they're going to try to have a good showing here, see if they can take that 4-0 advantage that I'd mentioned a little bit ago. You have to have such good control over your cursor on these patterns. First break is going to come from Kinoro, followed up immediately by Zombir. So South Korea with the early lead, but the core duo both breaking immediately thereafter. Kosaki and Rem immediately breaking. So once again for Russia, it's going to be on Okinotori and Komachibaka. They've been the two that have just been the main carries, it feels like, for Russia, as Flancel finds a break for South Korea as well. So double FC against just, well, nothing now. Okinotori against really no combo at all. He's going to be able to solo carry this one. He still has the SS intact because he's ridiculous at the game. Okay, he does finally drop a couple 100s, so I don't have to just like immediately like give him the entire, you know, like western third of the United States back. But still holding on to the FC. Oh, it does break. It's Zombir breaks as well. Interesting. It's 300k. That's going to come down a bit here. There's not a ton of combo in South Korea, and there's a couple breaks, so there was a little bit of an opening there, and I think it just slammed right shut as Komachibaka and Kinoro are matching Flancel and Sooyoung well enough. You see just chain misses in these alt patterns. It's very easy. You miss one note and you just miss the entire thing. Like there's Okinotori, you just miss 6 notes in a row because that's what happens. But that is another good performance from Russia. They held out that double FC, and then Okinotori held on to his for a little bit longer. And they were able to build up enough of a lead, and then Komachibaka brought it on home with a 430 combo at the end. Flancel does end up with a 500 combo to close out the map, but still 200k behind for South Korea. Not the performance they were necessarily looking for there. Not a great time for Core Kosaki or Core Rem. Sooyoung and Flancel, I think, did do their parts, but Okinotori, Komachibaka just too strong. Once again, that's top scoring for those two for Russia. And a 4-0 lead already. So South Korea just not able to find a map that that works for them. So it's double break point. They're both consolidated. It's a 4-0 lead in favor of Russia. Looking like the superpower that they were expected to be coming into this tournament. They have some incredibly strong players on their roster, and they are playing like it here today. Okinotori having top scored all 3 maps that he's played now of the 4. Komachibaka getting second on 3 of the 4 maps that he's played. He has played all 4. Did bottom score Nomad 1, but it was okay. They won it anyway. Bringing on second on Arianrod, and now second on Worlds Connected as well. That's just Russia. It's going to be Okinotori and Komachibaka going off. And now for something completely different. Korea deciding to switch it up and head over into the double time pool with their 3rd pick. Double time number 4, which is Felt's Runway Drive, mapped by Frostmourne. This is the Air 10.3 pick for this pool. Moderate length, it's 2 minutes 38 seconds. It's got some aim, it's got some bursts, it's got some slightly longer streams as well. And they're all at a high approach rate. So South Korea are gonna see their favor change, perhaps, on 10.3. Or, you know, if not, it's gonna be Russia heading to a 5-0 lead potentially. Enon on some interesting mental. Thank you, Russia. It will be a really hard game for us. I'm not really sure what he's going for there. I don't know if that's like some weird like psychology shit going on. Like this is just the South Korea comeback. Well, we're down 4-0. Guess it's going to a tiebreaker now. I used to have a friend in tennis like that. He lost the first set. He lost the first set in a match, and he said, "Well, guess we're going to 3 sets today." And of course, did end up going to 3 sets, and I think he ended up winning the match as well. So that's that Mamba mentality right there. You fall behind, doesn't matter. Score more points, make the comeback happen. We'll see if it works out for South Korea, but they've looked pretty outclassed here so far in the early goings by Russia, with this 4-0 lead already on the board. But switching up the skill set quite considerably here, going into something a lot faster that maybe will work out better for them, and then also will work out worse for us, as the nice client is showing here. Alright, I wanted to shut up for like 5 seconds. I'm gonna go back and clip that and send that to fucking Peppy, because that's actually just like it's unacceptable that the tournament client is still in this state. I don't know. So the early break from DJ Eban for Russia, early break for Liyun for South Korea. Zombie are going to break as well for Russia, though. He's one of their better speed players normally, so a little surprising to see him miss on a DT here like this. And Russia having a hard time here. This is not going well for them. So this looks like maybe the first point on the board finally for South Korea here on our 5th map. Lancel, Payne, and Enon all still FCing. Suzuha and Kinoro breaking once again, trying to watch this slideshow. But it really doesn't matter because South Korea's got a 400k lead. This one's basically over already unless they full miss and Russia decides to FC the rest of the map. Just like trying to look in the song folder to see what was going on with this map, but I really can't tell. And we got so far behind in that map that it just didn't even matter. That was kind of a tragedy. But South Korea winning it pretty comfortably. They do get their first point on the board, though we didn't really get to watch much of it. Very comfortable win for them. 336k. And we are, for the first time, going to see Make a Loser. I do not believe we've seen this map played yet. We've streamed every match, actually, so I know we haven't seen it played yet. It's been banned a couple times, but it has not been played, so it's going to be first. Not a surprise here. Russia looked very good on Worlds Connect, so they're going to go into another alt pick. The Nomad squad coming in strong here for Russia. So we're going to go into another alt pick here from Russia. It's going to be Suyang, Flancel, Inan, and Kor Kosaki against Kinoro, Trigger, Komachibaka, and Okinotori. This one, I think, another very tricky one. This one's a little more consistent in difficulty. It's also a lot longer, almost 4 minutes for this map. But see how it goes here for these teams. Couple early breaks already. Kinoro, Okinotori, and Inan all breaking at the beginning. Trigger breaking as well for Russia. This is not starting off as well as the last alt pick did. Komachibaka, the only combo that Russia's got left, but we're quite early in the map. There's a lot of tricky patterns still to come, but Trigger missing and Komachibaka is gone. Wow, what is going on here with Russia? They're just massively decreasing in performance in these last couple picks. Suyang, Inan, and Kor Kosaki all still with big combo for South Korea. They're going to take a pretty notable lead. Okinotori and Kinoro have recovered though, so breaks from South Korea could be punished here by Russia. There go Inan and Flancel, so it's now Kosaki and Suyang. They are a bit of combo ahead of Okinotori and Kinoro, especially with that break from Kinoro. So maybe the performance on the last alt pick by South Korea was a little bit of a fluke, and they are stronger than that. Looking likely to be the case here. Alright, so it's just about a 75,000 to 76,000 point lead here in favor of South Korea. But a lot of that is tied up in these combos from Suyang and Kor Kosaki. So if either or both of them break, they're going to have a rough time. But for now, they're holding just fine. Suyang with 99% accuracy, doing pretty well for himself. Did get another break from Inan, though. Some of those backing combos are just going to start to be important as we build up more and more. Another break from Trigger, though, just matches it. There goes Suyang. That's pretty important. That was one of those huge combos for South Korea. It is now Kosaki and Flancel. Kinoro breaks, but Okinotori still holding on as well as Komachibaka. Oh, Kinoro just finding another miss. Long as Flancel... Okay, I was going to say as long as Flancel and Kosaki hold on, but Kosaki and Flancel both find breaks. Okinotori and Komachibaka can now bring this one back for Russia. That score gap is going to switch over very quickly. That's a lot of combo for Russia on those two players. Those two carries for Russia doing their job once again as South Korea has fully combo reset in the last 150 combo. And Okinotori and Komachibaka just popping off after some early misses on this map. Russia going to take the biggest lead we've seen in this map already now. It's going to be 200,000 points. This is the most important part of the map to hold your combo is that last quarter, and Okinotori and Komachibaka just doing a really good job of it. Komachibaka does finally break, but I think Okinotori, combined with the backing combo from Kinoro, should be enough combo to hold on to this lead here for Russia. Couple 100,000 points. There go Flancel and Inan. Kosaki and Suyang have the combo, but we're going to be getting into the end of the map here, and it's just not going to matter anymore. And that is a really impressive performance there from Okinotori. 900k reverse choke. Just missing right at the beginning. And then FCing the rest of the map. Russia, despite being down for the majority of that pick, do end up winning it by 450,000 points. So, well done to them. That's that faith in Okinotori, man. Kor Kosaki and Suyang both with the S ranks, but 608 and 569k, just not enough to match up there with Okinotori, Komachibaka, and the backing score. Just a little bit better from Trigger and Kinoro. So Russia, once again, looking very strong on an alt pick. They didn't start it out well, but they picked things up, and those huge combos from Okinotori and Komachibaka won them the pick. And now it is already match point here. It is 5-1 in favor of Russia, looking to close things out and go on to the winner's final. It is going to be a large comeback required here for South Korea if they want to stay alive in this one. South Korea to pick what could be their last pick of this match here already. This one has gone pretty quickly. Russia knocking on the door. Looking to set up a date with none other than Hong Kong in that winners final. That's just on Okinotori's back. Once again, Okinotori, Komachi Baka score number 1 and number 2. Every map that they've both been in on, they've gone 1-2, I think. Komachi Baka has gotten second on all but one map he's played. That's just holding steady, man. Those two are so good. South Korea is going to go with 3-mod 1. Interesting selection here. Forget the Promise by Samstring. 6-star. You know, it's kind of slider jumps and some triples. Kind of that D&B rhythm feel to it. This one mapped by Devious Panda. It's over 3 minutes long. 190 BPM. Small circles. This one's only CS 2.8, so is a little more user-friendly for all mods. We could potentially see overmod technically here. I don't think it'll happen, but there's the chance. You could go like double hard rock since the circles are so big. So the only question here is who our players will be for this map. Looks like we've got Quickly Die, Pain, Flancel, and Korkosaki for South Korea. And Russia rolling the death squad, Komachi Baka, Okinotori, and they'll be joined by Kinoro and DJ Eban. We'll see if Russia can close it out right here with another break point, or if it will require at least one more pick from their own side to finish out this match. They've looked very, very strong so far on the first 6 picks. Let's see if it continues. We're going to see Pain Hard Rock, Korkosaki hidden, Kinoro hidden, and DJ Eban Hard Rock. So Komachi Baka and Okinotori coming in as the no-mod squad here, looking probably for a double. They'll be looking for a double FC. They're going to want a double FC on this with their 2 no-mod players, because those have been their 2 best players throughout this match and throughout this tournament, as we've said numerous times. Into it we're going to go, though. We'll see who ends up being more important. Will it be the mod players or will it be the no-mod players? Bunch of early fake misses. None of those were actual breaks. And again, this is the type of thing that I would expect to be a decent Russia pick, but can also be a good South Korea pick. So either team can potentially look pretty good on this one. Russia's superior accuracy over the course of this match might come into play here, because they typically have had better ac than South Korea. And on a map like this where you can build up a lot of combo pretty easily, the fact that they'll almost surely have better accuracy could play a factor in the lead changes that may occur. This back and forth little 1-2 sliders can trip you up if you're not careful. Plus those triple patterns. Okay, Okinotori is going to be first one to break, followed up by DJ Eban, followed up by Komachi Baka as well. Wow. Russia just evaporated. There was only 1 miss. Make that 2. Quickly Die and Flancel breaking for South Korea, but it is Kinoro on his own against both Pain and Korkosaki now. Okinotori is not going to be pleased with that, I don't think. He knows he can hit those rhythms, and that's, well, the map just kind of ended, huh? Kinoro broke as well, and it's still Kosaki and Pain. The mod FC is still alive for South Korea. There goes Pain, but it just doesn't really matter yet. As long as Kosaki holds on for South Korea, it's fine. We are only halfway through, though. Kosaki's got to hold this FC. There is a decent amount of combo on both DJ Eban and on Okinotori. But Kosaki will hold them off by himself, no problem, with this FC. And we're going to go back into the main rhythm of the map. Let's see how he does here. All eyes on Kosaki, but the lead is growing for South Korea, so they're going to get into a point where comeback is impossible for Russia. I think that's about it. It's going to be a near 200,000 point victory here for South Korea. DJ Aben with Kosaki question mark in his smoke. And it's going to be another point on the board here for South Korea. Very impressive play from Kosaki to carry this one for South Korea. Give me the top scorer on the map by a pretty considerable margin. And it looks like for the first time we're not going to see Okinotori Komachibaka as 1 and 2 on Russia. Kosaki does finally break near the end, but he did more than enough on this pick, as this ending is another nice little diff spike. So South Korea puts a second point on the board. 835k on Kore Kosaki. That was big. Back against the wall performance from him there. Russia really just not doing super great on that map, and it was all South Korea the entire time. So 5-2 goes the score. South Korea maybe trying to find the first little inklings of a comeback here, but Russia's still got several chances to close this one out. So Russia, well, they've gone 2 alt picks. They've gone all Nomad picks. The only Nomad left is Bad Elixir, so they're not going to stay in Nomad anymore. It's going to be Hidden 2 as the 4th pick here. Is Ziyu Shengguang. This is the Chinese Air 8 CS5 hidden pick. Again, the type of thing that I think both these teams can perform on just fine. I think South Korea kind of escaped with one on the AR8 last week against the United States. I don't know if they'll be able to get away with it again against Russia here. That one was so close. I think it was something like 9,000 points, the final margin of victory. An interesting choice here. Russia having trouble picking their roster. Looks like they're set to go now. So it's going to be an AR8 hidden pick. This one's very difficult. We did see the United States pop off on it last night, though. I believe it was a double FC for that squad with leftovers and Vector, who are 2 of the best low AR hidden players in the rank range. They double FC'd this for the United States. We'll see if either of these teams can match that kind of performance here today. It's going to be Quickly Die Pain, Suyong, Kore Kosaki, Trigger, Komachibaka, Zombir, and Okinotori. Russia now on their second match point, still going to close this one out. 5-2 the score. Things get a little sketchy if they lose. They haven't dropped a break point yet in this match, though. They've been picking very well, and they've been performing very well on their picks. But this map is something completely different. And once again, you know, you're going to be looking at Okinotori because he is just the absolute beast of Air hidden. Like, he is so good at this type of thing. But those perfect stacks and those difficult space triples and such, this map is quite difficult. For the first time, Russia really suffering in terms of accuracy, but already 2 breaks from South Korea in this beginning. Map is not super note dense, really. I mean, despite its length, it's only 939 max combo. So we're already about a quarter of the way in here. And you barely even want to breathe on a map like this, you know. Low AR hidden is just so scary. Especially when you have patterns like those streams. Suyong finds a break for South Korea, Zombier for Russia. 3FC is now to 1, but Quickly Die has a decent combo. Pain is trying to build back up into the second stream. Pain does miss again. Okinotori, we're not even gonna look. Just ignore him. He's over there doing his thing in that bottom right hand corner. He can keep going. He can do whatever he wants. That's fine. We're looking at everyone else. We're just ignoring Okinotori's screen completely, guys. Okay, we're not talking about it. We're watching Komachi Baka still on the FC. We're watching Trigger with his first break. Kosaki and Quickly Die with pretty solid combo here for South Korea. That's gonna be a couple of very important players in this map, but their accuracy not the greatest. Kosaki 92%, Quickly Die 96%. Komachi Baka still on the FC there. Okinotori does hit a couple hundreds, but 2 FCs to 2. Backing combo technically in favor of South Korea, not anymore. Backing combo almost exactly even. Zombie just a little bit ahead of Suyong. About 2/3 of the way into the map now. 240,000 point lead for Russia. Or Kosaki still in the FC, but his accuracy is just sorely lacking, unfortunately. Quickly Die with about a 500 combo, but also ACK lower than he'd like it to be. Pain with another break. I think this one might be heading onward to its end. Quickly Die with the miss. I think that may have just ended the South Korean hopes at a comeback here. Though Komachi Baka did miss for Russia, followed by Trigger as well. Okinotori is matching Core Kosaki and then some. Zombier is a little bit ahead of Suyong. So whatever else happens just doesn't matter. It's those 4 players that we're watching, and with this coming down all the way to the ending. It's a break from Okinotori as well as Komachi Baka. But even still, the upside here for Russia is that Kosaki's accuracy is so low that it just doesn't matter. 92%. You know, it would have been enough. If he had an FC with good accuracy, it might have been enough to carry this one for South Korea. It really might have. But I just think they got a little too far behind, and though he looks like he is going to FC it, nope, he breaks at the ending. It does not matter. Russia had too big of a lead, too large an advantage, too good of a performance, and they are going to be the victors. It is going to be a score of 6-2, the final margin. Russia is going to advance onward into the winners bracket final to face Hong Kong for a spot in the top 2. South Korea drops down to the losers bracket. They'll be taking on the winner of Brazil versus Sweden. Got an interesting matchup there, and a very interesting winners final matchup as well. But this was just a mad props moment to Russia, really playing very, very well. Excuse me. Okinotori top scored literally every map he played for his team, by the way. And I think he played all but one map, and he top scored all of them for his team. He's pretty good. That's some Vroom CVVT stuff. No, I mean not as you know, he's not like it's massive margin better than the rest of his team, because he does have players that back him up, I think, a little better than Vroom does. But really remarkable performance. Okinotori, the MVP of this one for sure. And just a good job to Russia. You know, they played this match the way they needed to. They came out and performed well, and didn't underestimate their opponent, didn't find any mental breakdowns. And I think that's a big part of their 6-2 win here today, was just good picks and bans, good performances, and strong mental throughout the entire match. South Korea, for their part, they put on as good a performance as they could, but I think just a little bit of regression to the mean compared to their performance last week that I think was above their average. But we'll get to see them again next week. They'll be playing in the losers bracket. They do still have their chance to make it through that side of things, onward and upward, for their chance at making it back to the grand finals. You know, they'll potentially have a matchup against the United States again if all the cards fall in line. So it would be an interesting grudge match there in losers bracket round 7 next week. We'll potentially get to see that one. But for now, we're gonna say GG, well played to the teams. Thank you for watching. Congratulations, Russia. Good luck to both these teams in their next round matches. And we will see you guys at 18 UTC this afternoon for the United States versus France and the conclusion of our semifinals weekend. Have a good day.